Hello. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome. If this is your first time here, welcome back. If you are a returning supporter, I truly, 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 I am truly grateful. I'm just going to start with that. I'm truly grateful to be here in this moment for the last Sunday night dinner and convo of 2021. Um, I'm going to go ahead and get my disclaimers out of the way. Hold on. Uh, Disclaimers. I do not tolerate disrespect in any way, shape, form, or fashion that is towards me or to anyone that appears on the channel or in the chat or anywhere. Um, I truly appreciate all of the love and support that you all have been showing me. There will be tears. There will be I keep forgetting this every time. There will be tears. My opinions are my opinions. Your opinions are your opinions. This is a safe space for us to share our opinions and talk about it. Um, what else? I think that was it. Hold on, let me put my lips for last Sunday, 2021. Not gonna be ashy out here in these streets. Mm, I think I covered everything. Tonight we're going to talk about everything starts with the heart. That's the conversation for tonight. Um, I just want to come say thank y'all for being with me all of 2021. 52 Sundays. You were here. You supported me. You uplifted me. You encouraged me. Helped me get it through it all. And for that, I will forever be grateful. Tonight, I'm just going. I said I was going to end the way I was going to end 2021 the way that I started, and I started with juicing and positive quotes every day and a list. I had a list of things that definitely helped me be better in 2021. And figured I'll share it with you and seeing how we are today is technically 5 days before 2022. I figured I'll come and I'll share it with you and then, we will skip into the new year happily. Happily. My words today. But yeah, everything starts in the heart. This year, I come to learn that a lot of the things that I were unresolved from my childhood definitely played a huge role in how I saw things, how I interpreted things, how I responded to things. And so, because my goal was to not continue on the journey previous till now, I wanted to rid myself of everything that I thought I knew, everything was, and just be different. So, this journey of healing and self discovery, this is the first year. So, in the first year of this journey of healing and self discovery, um, I want to say in the beginning, I was a little overwhelmed. I was a lot of overwhelmed. Because I didn't I went into this journey without any expectations, without any like I know. I just was like, hey, whatever comes, whatever happens, I'm gonna take it for face value right there as it is, and I'm going to deal with it. I promised myself that I was going to be truthful. I promised myself that I was going to allow myself to feel the moment, feel whatever it is that is being brought to me, allow myself to feel that, allow myself to respond and answer, and not with anger, but with love and with understanding. Those are my things: love, understanding, and being truthful. So, as I journeyed and here we are in the last 5 days of this year. And I definitely can look back at October 2020 and see how far I have come, how much I've grown. Um, I'm going to just go ahead and give you the list of things that I feel were I cannot speak today. Things that were beneficial for me at start of 2021. Before I crossed over in 2021, I was like, hey, you guys, we should make a list of things that we can do to help us stay on track with like our life, our plan, whatever it is that we have. We have New Year's resolutions. Probably already starting that right now. But these were 5 things that helped me um let go of what was, understand where I am so that as I get ready to move into the future or another year, I will be good. The first one is number one is take ownership of your actions and pay attention to patterns. For me, um, I was I am the oldest child, so a lot of things became my responsibility just because I was the oldest. And part of me wanted to like relinquish some of those things placed on me. And I said this, I think I said it was last Sunday. One of the past Sundays I said, um, I had this idea of being a strong black woman. There's this idea I had in my head of being what a strong black woman was. And so I tried to live up to that. I held everything in. I didn't share anything with anyone. I was just, holding it down or holding it up or however you want to look at it. And so when I started taking ownership of my own actions and noticing the different patterns in my life, like noticing that anytime someone called me and they had a situation, even if it didn't have anything to do with me, I would just be like, okay, don't worry, I got it. I felt like I used to joke. This is real life. I used to joke about being a handler. And I used to joke because everybody would call me. If anybody had a problem, they'd be like, hey, call Chelle because she could figure it out. And I used to joke, and it was funny at that time. But this last year, as I really started to pay attention to it, it was just like, no, that's not funny. Like, that wasn't something that I should have. Like, what I realized is I took on a lot of stress, a lot of situations that had nothing to do with me. A lot of it. A lot of them, I was just the go to person. So, I just did what I've always done. And I promised myself in 2021 I wasn't going to be that person anymore. Um, I started noticing patterns of being the go-to person. Everyone's calling me. And then when I had COVID and I was like, "Hey, everybody, um, this is my first time actually," that's how I said it. This is my first time actually saying out loud. And I was like, nope, you got to use your words. Like, this is my first time actually saying out loud that I am sick, that there's anything wrong with me, but I want to let y'all know. Like, I am, actually, it was before I actually had COVID. It was actually when the whole divorce thing happened. I was just like, hey, I'm gonna have good days. I'm gonna have bad days. There's days I'm not gonna want to get out of bed. There's days I'm just gonna want to just sit and look at the wall. Not really sit and look at the wall, but just like sit and do nothing. And so everyone kind of understood that. And like no one like forced me to do anything or no one like pushed me. And it was just like I held myself accountable. Like if I was feeling any kind of way, I allowed that feeling to happen. I encourage myself to process that. Like there's days I was angry and then I was just sitting there like, wait, why am I angry? And then when you think about it, I don't know if this happens for you, but this happens for me. If I think about like being angry, if you think about why you're angry and then you start processing the situation or the conversation or whatever it was that happened, and you start processing it, and then you realize, like, oh, excuse me, what was I really angry for? Like, the situation definitely didn't warrant anger. It probably warranted, like, confusion or understanding, but anger, I don't know. So, number 1 is take ownership of your actions and pay attention to the patterns. I did that a lot in 2021, and, I'm telling you all this, but I'm definitely gonna take this from here all the way until the rest of my life because it definitely helped. Number 2 is shift your habits to support your growth. Um, I knew, I said this earlier or in one of my videos, I said, my vlogs for Vlogmas, I said, time last year, I was in a totally different place. I was sad. I was heartbroken. I was just going through the ringer. And I decided that I was going to start juicing and I was going to start, meditating and doing all of those things. And that's what I was doing. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I share it with y'all? This is literally what I'm doing. So why don't I just share what I'm doing every day with y'all? And then I started sharing. I started juicing, creating different juice recipes. Like when you first start out, I got some recipes offline, but then I started combining things that I like fruits and vegetables that I like, and it actually turned out pretty dope. I started naming them, and I just found positive quotes or positive things to tell myself every day. Like every day I wake up, I say something positive to myself. I have meditations. If you've been on the channel, I have morning meditations. I have night meditations. This week coming up, I'll have morning, midday, and night meditations. Um, just sharing with y'all what helps me, and that was one of the things that I said. Back in October when I came back to YouTube, I was like, you know what? I need to shift the way I think. I need to shift the way I talk. I need to shift everything because my ultimate goal is to be better. My ultimate goal is to truly spread light, love, and positivity wherever I go. Anytime y'all click a video, whatever, that's my ultimate objective. I am having word problems today. Ult- ultimate ultimate objective. That's my ultimate objective. So in order to do that, I had to be positive. I had to be positive. The more I juiced, the more I told myself positive things, the more I realized like I conquered fear. I overcame fear. I found the passion for things that I once had, but fear was stopping me. It's a lot. I shift everything and I began to see, a situation happening and we have a tendency of seeing like the bad in a situation. Like that's the first thing we see is the bad. And then after a little while we see the good. I've been able to like see the good in the situation. As the bad's here, the good's here. And then I just understand, like, okay, that could have been different. That could have been different. Or this was great. And I learned, and that's what I'm taking away with it. So that's where I'm at. Number three is number three is make happiness and health a priority all 2022 and beyond. Happiness. Happiness is something, it's one of the many things that starts in your heart. No one outside of you can make you happy. I don't know if anyone has ever told you that, but I'll be the first to tell you. No one outside of you can make you happy. Happiness starts all up in here. It's up in here. When you wake up in the morning, you realize you open your eyes, you can go, that should bring happiness. I know like life, we've been going through a fucking global pandemic for like 2 years. It's I know. Trust me, I get it. But I am happy to be right here in this moment talking to you. I made happiness and my health a priority. I reached my goal weight this year. I this juicing, like even juicing, right? Before I tried juicing, and I really feel like if you're not in a space to do it, you won't be successful at it, because if you're not in a space, you're not focused. If you're just doing it because you're not going to be successful at it. Like you have to have an objective. Like there has to be something like mine's was to be healthy, not to lose weight, not to be anything but be healthy. And for me, being healthy was feeding myself positive things, feeding myself good things. Like I literally juiced the first part of this year all the way until like September. That's when I had COVID. Is when I juiced, right? Like nothing but juiced. And it was the greatest thing ever. I had energy. I felt good. I Everything about me was just good. It was really good. Not saying that, I'm bad right now, but I'm just saying like it was a difference. Like I could tell the difference. And so when the year started wrapping up and I was like, after I fully got back to myself. I'm still the cough is still a little knocking me off a little bit, but um being healthy for me is not just about weights or juicing. It's about what I think, how I feel, what I express when I use my words. It's about all of that for me. So for me, happiness and health go hand in hand. And I'm grateful that I made that decision to be um, healthy all around, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally, financially, all of the ickles healthy. Number four. Now, number four has been the greatest blessing to my life. Number four, learn to say no and set boundaries. um, as I stated when I first started, I am like the oldest, so I kind of have this little thing where, I didn't want people to be upset. I didn't want people to feel bad. I don't, it's not comfortable for me to have to tell people no. Like that wasn't comfortable for me. Um, I felt bad. Like even when I would say no and I know I meant no, but people will give me a look or they'll say something and I just quickly change my mind. Oh no, not in 2021. I said no. I said fuck no. I said hell no. I said it's a no. If you know, I said it's a no a lot. Um, and then I set that boundary and then I didn't cross that boundary. Before I would have crossed the boundary because I didn't want people to feel bad. I didn't want people to feel anything. But now in 2021, I don't really care. Hi, Tamika. I don't really care. At this point, I'm at the point in my life where I have survived a global fucking pandemic. Literally. Literally. I survived it. Um, and I have no time with being concerned about anyone else's opinions. Um, once I say no, it's just no. Some people try to like, hey, why don't you? No, and I shocked myself a couple of times when I said it because when you go when if you somebody you probably watching you probably somebody that's like always telling people yeah you that go to person and they know if I come to you you gonna always make sure everything is good. That's you. I'm gonna tell you this. Number four should become your best friend in 2022. Learn to say no and set boundaries. Sometimes, not all the time, sometimes family be the first people that we have to say no to. And that's because sometimes people be like, "Hey, that's your family. You should." No, no, no. Sometimes we have to learn to set boundaries. We have to number 1, that's why happiness starts in here. Happiness starts in here, right? Number 1, we have to learn to love ourselves to the point where we will put ourselves before other people. And I'm not talking about like being selfish. I'm not talking about like that, but I'm saying like the first person you should want to love is yourself. The first person you want to make happy is yourself. So once you're there and you know what makes you happy, you know what makes you feel good, when it comes to stepping outside your house or on this internet or going live or anywhere, you will be okay. Like I'm here, right? If somebody come in here and say some off the wall type stuff, which people do, like I know this is the internet. That's what people do. It's not gonna sway me. Like I'm gonna see it, and it's gonna be like, oh, okay. But it's not gonna sway me because I understand that's how things work. I'm not. That's a boundary. It's like I see you. I'm not gonna acknowledge you like publicly, but I will see you, and my boundary is I'm gonna leave it at that. I know where this gonna go after that, so I'm gonna leave it at that. My boundary is no, and once I say no, it's like that's it. I not only set boundaries with no, I set boundaries with how much I was going to extend myself. Um, and currently I don't extend myself past anything. I was hoping for the day where I could just be in my house and not have to go outside or not have to really do anything. Unfortunately, that happened with COVID, but I'm grateful to be in here. Like I can connect with people via FaceTime. Sometimes I go out. Y'all saw me go out earlier a couple of months ago for network purposes. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I don't. But there's boundaries. You need boundaries. Boundaries are important. If you just allow people to speak to you any kind of way before all of this year 2020. Make a boundary. 2021, 2022. I'm not letting people just run all over me. 2022, I'm just not accepting anything that people gives me. That's where I'm at. Boundaries. And number 5 is really, 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 really important. Number 5 is important, especially if you have if your hopes and dreams are to be successful at anything that you are doing, whether that be YouTube, writing a book, makeup, acting, whatever it is that you want to be successful at. Number 5 is surround yourself with people that's to help you get to where you want to go. It's number 5. Surround yourself with people that is going to help you get to where you want to go. Um, I'm an entrepreneur. I love being in the entrepreneurial setting because it pushes me to be better. Everything I realized, everything in the last 2 years has pushed me to be better, especially this year. It pushed me to be better. Last year I was working on my business and I was kind of like stuck because I had an idea. Like my idea was like, okay, this is what I'm going to do with my business. That was my first idea. And when you around other entrepreneurs and they're encouraging you and they're asking questions and they're like, hey, have you thought about this? And some of the I hadn't thought about. And then this year I made the decision to pivot my business from the direction that it was going into a new direction, right? And I'm grateful that I made that decision. I'm grateful for being surrounded by people that would encourage me to think beyond what I could see right now. So it was those people that helped me with the make the decision of the pivot, and I have definitely been benefiting from that. So surrounding yourself with people that will help you get to where you want to go. I don't even know why I am so tongue tied tonight, but surrounding yourself with people that can help you get to where you want to go is so important, especially in 2022. If you've said multiple times this year that you want to start a business, that you want to grow, that you want to grow your YouTube, whatever it is that you want to do, if no one has offered assistance or anything for you to help, you might want to change your circle. That's why sometimes when I say, if no one has told you that they love you or they believe in you, that's important. Like whether we believe it or not, that is really important. It's important to know that you have someone that believes in you. It's important to know that you have someone that can push you or someone that knows you enough to pull that out of you. Like I am so grateful. Like I never wanted to be a teacher. Like everyone in my lineage, I did my ancestry, everyone 6 generations above me, they're educators, they're business owners or entrepreneurs, and I never wanted to be a teacher, but I didn't realize the significance of that. Like I just thought, hi Helen, I just thought like I don't want to teach in a public school setting or in a building. I don't want to do that. Like I didn't want to be a teacher. I didn't want to do it. But this year, after I let go of my disdain for teaching, I became a teacher. I literally became a teacher. And I'm saying this, and I'm saying this because I actually found joy in being able to share the knowledge that I know. And what is that? That's teaching. I um it was my feelings that I had behind teaching that made me that's why I said earlier in the year, and I've been saying multiple times, that the very thing that you fear or the very thing that you are just like, no, could be the very thing that you should be doing. Like maybe you want to do makeup, right? Maybe you want to do makeup, maybe you want to write a book, maybe you want to do whatever. You want to do whatever, but you in your mind you're like, but I got bills, but how am I going to get to where I need to go? That's why you should surround yourself with people that can help you get there. If you want to do a YouTube and you like mukbangs, hit up some mukbangers. If you want to do a review YouTube, watch some other review or use that write a book. I mean, I spent 2020 and 2021 like letting go of the past, overcoming situations from my childhood. Because whether you believe it or not, a lot of the situations that happen in your childhood has an adverse effect on the things that you do as an adult. I know you probably like, no, that doesn't, it doesn't happen. I made it out of that. Um, but the reality is a lot of the things we think, a lot of the things that we do, a lot of the places that we go, a lot of the like traditions that we have come from our childhood. And some of us are so used to doing it. We've been doing it for so long. It's like, why change it? Why be different? And me, um, I just wanted to change everything. I wanted to change my surroundings. I wanted to change how I looked at things, even the way that I looked at like my creativity. This before 2021, I had things that I wanted to do. I had albums or excuse me, things I wanted to work on, but I didn't because I was just like, self-doubt. We got to talk about that. Self-doubt is one of the things that I struggled with a lot. But then as I started clearing or healing from things of my past, I understood where the self-doubt came in. And once I understood where it came in and I was just like, okay, man, when you understand where something comes into your life at and you understand how it has affected your life from then until now, and you're able to be like, you know what? This is why I say I'm 41. I've experienced happiness, I've experienced sadness, disappointment, fear, joy, like all of the emotions. I've experienced all of them. And when I say experience, I mean I allow myself to process the feeling in that moment. And the thing that I realized in 2021 is the more that I allowed myself to process those feelings, the less I was to respond whenever I experience those. Like when I get angry, sometimes when people get angry, the first thing they do is just go angry, go. Whenever situations would arise in my life, I would always I don't know why, but just breathing for me seems like it just like gave my mind a pause where I didn't have to go be on go. Like it gave me the opportunity to like shift. Hi Famika, it gave me the opportunity to shift my thinking and focus on what was being said, focus on because sometimes when we're angry and we're just saying whatever, um, we're really just we're really just high, our emotions are really high. And I learned to like I read a book earlier this year about emotional intelligence, and I understand that if you allow yourself to process through the emotions, when that situation or when those emotions are present again, you don't have the same response. Like whenever my feelings was hurt, I wasn't just like, oh, really sad or depressed or anything like that. It was just like, okay, let me look at the situation, process the situation, take ownership of my actions, and understand, okay, what I could do. There's nothing more from that, and then I move on. That's where I've been at um for the last couple of months. It's just like things that are beyond my control. I think it's the serenity prayer. Like things that are beyond my control, things that I can't handle, like I can't touch or speak or move. There's nothing I could do about that. I can't I two things I know. I cannot change anyone's mind, and I well, we might think we can, but I cannot make anybody do anything that I want them to do. Because if I could, whew, if I did have that power, I would make a lot of people stop being mean. I would make a lot of people love would be the first thing I'd be giving out. Love. I don't even know how to give out love. Like I would bottle it up, put it in a spray or something and just be spraying love, love, love all over the place. Put it in the airplane, like they do the water when it's a fire, just drop love all over the place. That's what I would do. But I don't have any control of that. So that's why I'm just like, if I could just share positive things, if I can encourage you, like I got to say this, right? Because most people think because I talk about positivity that I'm a perfect person or that I think I'm just better than anybody. I've never said that at all in none of my channels. I mean, none of the videos that I upload or anything like that. I've actually did the opposite. I've actually told you how imperfect I am. I've never in my life strive for perfection because I know that is an illusion. It's an illusion. Practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes improvements. Excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. Practice makes improvements. Me coming here to tell you that I want my ultimate objective in my life is to be light, love, and positivity. It's an everyday job. Every day I wake up, my focus is light, love, and positivity. That's every day. Now, some days it be off, and some days I have to restart my day. And how do you restart your day? I get in bed, take a nap, restart my day. But not no way at any time have I ever said that I was perfect. I'm human. I'm just like you. I'm human. But I'm not out here. I'm just not out here doing things that's like that's not me. If you watch this channel for any length of time, you should have a good judge of who I am as far as character wise. And then I tell you what I'm experiencing. I tell you what I'm struggling with. I'm telling you what I'm like currently processing. Like right now, I'm currently processing like um I started another podcast, and thanks in part, I want to thank y'all for joining me for 52 Sundays. And I'm saying that because I turned the nurturing conversations that we have every Sunday into a podcast. And so I will be sharing the first podcast for January 1st. Well, I'll show the trailer for the first podcast next Sunday. So I'm pretty excited about that. I was kind of when you have like I know you have it. Like I'm not saying that I know I could see that you have it, but I know every human being has the ultimate objective to where they want to be, whether it's rich, whether it's two kids, a dog, a white picket fence, wherever you want to be, you have that objective, right? And for me, I had to let go of a lot of the things from my past. It was letting go of that now I feel like I am truly free to do whatever I put my mind to. And the positive affirmations, the meditations, just taking time to like, you know, I didn't realize how important it was just to take time to breathe. Cause we're humans. We out here, we just walking every day. We breathing like you like I breathe every day. But I mean like take a moment and just go and then just like the in out, you feel your chest go in and out. If you just take that moment, like I didn't realize the importance of taking a moment. Like I told y'all back in September when I had COVID, like I have a whole Tempur-Pedic bed. I didn't realize that I wasn't sleeping in my bed until I had COVID and I was in my bed. Like I never even paid attention to the ceiling fan that was on top of my bed. And that's because I was always going. I was going, going, going. I was working. I was doing all this. Like I had to, okay, my objective is to do this. So I felt like every day, every minute of the day had to be dedicated to doing that. And now 2021 has taught me like I don't have to have every minute of the day. And mainly because I put in a lot of work for the last 3 years. But I realized the importance of just being still. That's what it is. I realized the importance of being still when you constantly moving, like me not sleeping, I wasn't properly while I was juicing, right? I'm putting the proper things in elderberry. I'm putting all of the proper things in, but I'm not giving my body enough time to recuperate from, the days activities, the stresses of life or whatever. I wasn't giving myself enough time to recuperate. And so then I started incorporating meditation. I started incorporating teas or herbal teas. I started incorporating sleep. Sleep. Ugh. Sleep has been one of the best things. I get tired. I'm sorry, y'all. I get tired. And sleep has been one of the best things. I usually sometimes I would take a nap, or I call it a nap. It's not sleep in the afternoon, but it's like sleep in the early evening, because I figured out that my most creative time is from like 1 a.m. to like 7 a.m., right? So I be up, y'all. A lot of y'all was like, why is she's still up? She been up. And that's how I came up with another podcast, how I like created the coloring books, all of those things, because that's like my creative time. But then when I realized I would be up from like 5:30 in the morning to like 7 the next morning without any sleep, without with just I was just running on fumes, and I was like, nope, sleep. So now I take a nap midday, and then whenever I feel myself getting tired or a little sluggish, and I'll have a seat, I put some meditative music on, and then I just relax. I just relax. There is power in being still. So I be still. Um but I've learned that's just some of the things that I learned, but the most important thing I learned from 2020 from 2021 is that everything starts with your heart. Everything. How you treat other people starts with your heart. The things you say to other people starts with your heart. How you respond to other things starts with your heart. Um I definitely I definitely have come to understand that when you when you change your life, right? When you change your life, you turn your light up, you walk in your divine destiny, whatever it is that you have to do, like people aren't going to be comfortable with that. Like it's going to make a lot of people uncomfortable, especially if they're used to you, like, y'all turning up, y'all hanging out, kicking it. But when you start like, hey, I got to go to bed early, or I got a meeting, or I got to do this, it's going to change, because now, this is what I realized, right? I realized that sometimes people camouflage, is that what it is? They throw their insecurities or their fears on you, and then when they do that, that causes you to not want to be, or that causes you to like, you know what, I don't want you to feel like this. I'm saying this for me, because I realized that um I would try to accomplish a lot of things, and then people would be like, "Oh, you think you better because you did this," or "Oh," it was always the "Oh, you think you better," and it was like, I never said that. I never said that. I'm not implying that. Is just I'm choosing to do something different. And here's my advice to you in 2022, 5 days away. These next 5 days, take the steps to better your life. Take the steps. If you're previous to today, if your life was, man, I'm tired of this job, man, I'm tired of this situation, the next 5 days, make a plan to change your life. Make a plan. I had a little deja vu moment right there, because I felt like I said this on the same exact day last year. Make a plan to change your life. You are the only person that can change your life. I know a lot of times we'd be looking for somebody else to come and be like, you get a car, and you get a car, or whatever. I just said that because, that's Oprah. But the reality of it is we are the only ones that can change our life. Everything we need to be successful, that's whether you include money in your success, whatever it is, we have been given from the moment we were born. That's something I definitely come to realize too. I said when I was younger, I wanted to do coloring books and activity books, and I wanted to have a podcast. Actually, I wanted to have a radio show, which is crazy. Now that I think about it, um, it's crazy. It's crazy to actually be doing. the things that I wanted to do, but I know that I would not be able to do them had I not pushed through fear. Cuz a lot of times, like maybe I keep saying this. So maybe one of you out here want to write a book, right? Maybe you want to write a book, but you don't know where to start. Um I would say pick something that you are comfortable with. Pick something that you know. Like when I came back to YouTube, right? I said, if I'm going to do YouTube, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to be transparent, and I'm going to be that person that I wish that I had. So when I knew making a decision to like heal publicly, I knew making a decision to like share the things that I was going through. I knew that I was opening up myself to criticism. I knew that I was opening up myself to a lot of stuff. I knew that. Like even if you decide to do a YouTube page, I'm gonna let you know right now. You are open up yourself to a lot, to a world, a real life world of people who are sometimes judgmental, sometimes highly opinionated, sometimes just downright cruel. There's also people that's loving, there's uplifting, there's encouraging. And we don't talk about those people a lot, but I want to thank you. I'm thanking everybody. I'm thanking especially the people that are uplifting and encouraging. Thank you. Because you definitely helped me in 2021. And the people that even come and be cruel or disrespectful, even though I don't tolerate disrespect, but even you let me know that I'm doing a good job. Cause they always say if they ain't hating, you ain't doing nothing. Those little things. But if you are planning to write a book, start a YouTube in 2022, if you are already on YouTube, I'm gonna tell you this, right? Happiness starts here. You have to be happy within yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to believe in yourself because again, these internets, they call them Beyonce internets. These internets, these people. Yeah. Some of them are nice and some of them are mean, and there's a lot more mean than there is nice, but you have to prepare yourself for that. You might do a video and somebody come and say that this shit is terrible. I was doing song conversations and people was messaging me all the time. You are a fucking horrible singer. You should stop singing. You should. And I just thought to myself, like, that's weird because that's the first thing I said when I started singing. Not that I was a horrible singer, just I might not sound like your favorite singer. I know I don't. I only have my voice. So I use my voice. Able to take constructive criticism or even being able to see, acknowledge the comments or acknowledge, the shit that go on. Um, I found that I've gotten even better at like understanding. I've gotten even better at understanding. Like, I'm the type of person, like, if I meet you, I want to know everything there is to know about you before I just like make a decision. Like, I want to know everything there is about you. So if you come and you're chatting here, a lot of you are here and you chatting, I seen you around. We've talked on other social media platforms. We've had conversations. So for me, it's like building a relationship. Like type to like to build relationships with. That's me. And so that's why um when it comes to like surrounding myself with people that's going to help me get to where I want to go, um it's not, let me say this cuz I know somebody is going to like, it is not their responsibility to get me to where I want to go. It's not their responsibility. However, if I say, "Hey, I'm starting a business," or "Hey, this is what I'm doing," and like they're hitting me with the what makes you want to do that, or and you know what I'm talking about, not that, oh girl, yeah, let's do that, or when people is hating. I'm gonna say, when people is hating. If it's not that, like if it's like, okay, I'm having a pop-up shop and it's not like, hey, okay, it's like, oh, I'm busy, or like I get people be busy, but if you know exactly what I'm saying. If you are trying to build or grow or flourish or anything and the people around you aren't supportive of that, change your circle. I'm sorry, y'all. I drunk this ginger juice. not ginger juice, gratitude, and it's causing me some heart burns, and it's okay. I'm gonna be fine. But yeah, surrounding yourself with people that will help you get to where you want to go. That's what my goal has been for all 2021, and I am grateful to say, I'm happy to say that I've accomplished all 5 of those things, and those are going to be the foundations of 2022 and beyond. I'm going to give them to y'all one more time. Number 1, take ownership of your actions and pay attention to patterns, cuz whether we believe it or not, there's a lot of patterns in our life. I really started to pay attention to the patterns um once I started saying no. Once I started saying no, it was just like highlight, like, wait a minute, I can't believe, yeah, believe it, believe it. Number 2, shift your habits to support your growth. I shift my habits from being afraid or self doubt, and just started believing more in myself, in my ability, in my capabilities, in my skills, and it definitely turned out great. It definitely, it's definitely turned out great. And I want to encourage you, like right now, if you probably sitting here like, okay, it's 5 days away from a brand new year, and you probably already got your vision board, whether you like cut out stuff and post it on the poster board or you did it on a computer, you already got your vision board. You're like, okay, this is where I be, right? And then it's like once something happens that you're not able to take, where you take the first step and you get kicked back, don't worry. Just keep pushing through that, right? Keep pushing, because if long as you can see it, that's why I encouraged earlier this year, that's why I encouraged to make a list, right? I made like 6 and a half lists and accomplished everything on the list. So I'm bringing back lists for me also, because that seemed to work. I have a whiteboard right here. I have an empty whiteboard right here, which is not going to be empty by the end of this week, because I'm going to put all of my goals for 2022 on this board. I realize that the more I see, like the more I see where I want to be, the more I like believe that I am already there. Um, the fake it till you make it. Like I believe that I'm already there. I believe that I already scored another documentary. I believe that I have a podcast. Now I have 2 podcasts. It's like I real life believe um I operate as though I already have those things. I was joking with my brother the other day and I was like, you were like, hey, you spending all this money on podcast stuff. I hope you have a podcast. And now I have 2 podcasts. And I just laughed. Like, even while I was creating the cover for the podcast, I was like, man, and here I was 2 years ago, like, yeah, I'm going to start a podcast. Hi, Sharonda. Like, start a podcast. And every day, just like, I'm going to start a podcast. Yeah, I'm going to start a podcast. And I'm listening to different podcasts and I'm like, I should start a podcast. And then I started a podcast. And then here's another thing, right? I started my first podcast actually did pretty good. And I didn't even really promote my first podcast. Didn't even really promote it. I just recorded it and uploaded a bunch of episodes because I said I want to do it justice. 2022, I'm definitely going to do it justice in conjunction with my new podcast. But for it not to have been promoted, it did really well, like really well. And it shocked me because as I on the journey of healing and self-discovery, one of the things that I realized about myself is that I half asked. I have asked, and I'm saying that about myself. I have asked a lot of things um just because I was afraid of success. I was afraid of being successful in everything that I did. It's really crazy to me now that I'm thinking about it, because even though I half asked a lot of shit, I was still successful in the half assing of the shit that I did. So I said, why don't I just stop playing and just figure out what it is that keeps me from being, like, giving my all to that thing, and the thing that was keeping me from giving my all to that thing was the fear of success. Not the fear that I could do it, not the fear that um I wouldn't be accepted or appreciated, none of those things, which is really this is really, really got to me. It was me, it was my feeling of the people around me. That was the thing that was stopping me. My fear of success. It had nothing to do with not being able to do it because I know that I could score a documentary. I already did that. I know that I can compose, arrange, record, release, mix, master a full album because I already did that. And then for me, it was just like the things that I already did. That's why I said, how are you half-assing shit and still being successful? So that's how you know, like, I I am my own barrier. I was my own barrier as to why I didn't have the opportunities that I wanted. I'm not gonna say you are your own barrier because, but I'm saying I. I was my own barrier to it took me so long it took me so long to get to where I wanted to be because of me. It wasn't because nobody gave me an opportunity because I'm the type of person, if there is no door, I'm a fucking build one. I'm gonna build a door, a window. I'm gonna make something shake. Listen, I'm I'm gonna make something shake. That's just me. That's just me. I said 2021, the beginning of 2021, I knew. I said I'm not leaving out of 2021 the same way I came into it. And I kid y'all not, sitting right here in this very moment, um, I am so I am so much happier. I am I'm so much more grateful. I'm trying to find some words to put with what I am right now. Um I'm really trying to find some words. The ones I got I could put right there, but it is undescribable how I feel right now. Um I was sharing with my brother actually before I actually came on live. I was just sharing with my brother and I was like, "You know what? I'm so grateful for therapy. So grateful. I'm I'm so grateful that I made the decision to go to therapy. That according coming back to YouTube, like I'm so grateful for those things because therapy, had I not went to therapy, I honest to God believe that I would not have had the relationship that I had with my father before he passed away. And the amazing thing was I actually said that during his memorial service because I was, like I had this like how like why didn't you love me? Like why weren't you there? Like in my mind I had created all these different things of who he was and why he was doing the things that he was doing. But then in reality, when he told me why he wasn't there, it was just like I couldn't hold on to that anymore. I couldn't hold on to hatred or anger or bitterness. I couldn't hold on to it. And it was like that shit made perfect sense to me. Perfect. It was clear as day. And then I was just thinking like for 6 years I was able to have an awesome, amazing time with my father after being I'm 41. So I only got 6 years to actually spend with him and get to know with him in my presence, me in his presence. I said before, like, if you are, I'm gonna pause right here, but like, if you are someone, if you have a phone, right, and you call somebody, leave a voicemail message. I know you probably like, I don't got time to do that, but leave a voicemail message because you remember back in the days when people had answer machines, those shits was like, those are golden. Like, I am so happy right now. I can go to my voicemail and hear my father's voice. Like, last year for Christmas, my father called and said, "Hey, just calling to wish you a Merry Christmas." And I listened to that yesterday and it's warmed my heart. So I'm just happy. Like I'm happy that I went to therapy and learned that a lot of shit wasn't my fault and I was able to take ownership of the things that was my fault and change it. Change it. I realized the relationship with my mother was different and it was because, like you have these things of what people in your mind that they should do or they should say. Again, I'm human. But when I had a conversation with her and the more I speak to her, the more I understand that she's and too. Like a lot of shit we be thinking our parents or we be thinking people know, they don't actually know. We assume that they know because they're adults or because they're parents, but the reality of it is people don't know. And then sometimes people um don't feel comfortable to say that they don't know shit. I'll be the first to tell you I don't know shit. I don't know, but I'll look it up, and when I do know, I'll tell you. That's me. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for therapy because it definitely helped me to understand how I was holding myself back. Let go of the fear, the obligation, and the guilt. And f- I started to like feel myself. Like, like I know that probably sounds weird, but I started to feel myself. I started to feel like myself before life happened to me. Doctor, a lawyer, a police officer. Like it was so many people that were saying police officers or a dentist or anything like that. And then you get to the point like right now, right? If you think back, what did you want to be when you grew up? I'm pretty sure you wasn't like, hey, I want to be a mama or divorced, or you wasn't none of those things. You just saw your life being happy. Like I saw my life being happy. I didn't know that it was going to be where it was. But when I crossed over into 40, I was like, hey, I've been carrying this shit around for a long time. I don't want to carry it around anymore. What do I need to do? I have to go on a journey of healing and self discovery. And I say self discovery because I got lost. I got lost in life. I got lost in things that happened to me, and then people just like thought that that's who I was because shit happened to me. No, I'm not. That's not me. A lot of shit that people just be like, it's not me. I literally will tell you who I am. I told you, I showed you. I don't even know how much more I could give you because I showed you who I am. I showed you and told you who I am. Um, but right now, it's just learning how to let go of the things that I don't know what you call it. Um that's exactly what I'm saying, Trish. Like that it was that. I didn't want to place the blame on anyone else. Like it'd be like, "Oh, I'm a horrible person because my parents." No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to just let that go. I got tired of negativity. I got tired of blaming. I got tired of all that. And I'm just like, you know what? I just want to be whole. I want to be happy. I want to be free. I want to be able to do my own thing. That's chance. Um to answer your question, I'm not going to answer your question. The gang is still on YouTube. I'm just here on Shell's Closet doing my own thing. The gang is still on YouTube. I'm just not in connection with the gang anymore. I mean, I don't know how much more needs to be said, but that's it. There's no other explanation after that. But yeah, I learned. You learn when you learn, you just Maya Angelou said, um, I think it was Maya Angelou. I don't know. Let me not contribute it to whoever. But when you know better, you do better. I learned in the last year that a lot of the things that I was holding myself um I was holding myself back. Like even if you think like certain situations that happen in your family, like sometimes they try to make you choose which side. Like I don't choose sides, I don't pick none of that. I learned that I have to live for myself. I have to live for myself, and the things that I was able to do was because of me. It wasn't no one else's fault. It wasn't my mother's fault. Cause to be totally honest, let me tell y'all, when I think back about my life, right? My mother set me up. the greatest way she could have ever set me up. And I'm gonna tell you why. I wanted so desperately to go to the public school system. Like I wanted it like I just wanted all black everything. And this is not to say that, I didn't get all black everything, but you'll pick up what I'm saying. I wanted all black everything. I just wanted to be in the hood, like I was in the hood. When I tell you I lived in the hood, I lived in the hood, like the hood. And I felt comfortable being there. My mother made the decision to send me to predominantly white schools. So from middle school all the way up until all the rest of my schooling for the rest of my life was predominantly white schools. And at that time, I hated it. I hated it because I was like, why I can't go to the local school? Why I can't go? Why I gotta go out here? And then as time went on, I started to understand. I started to be more appreciative of the opportunities that I was being allotted and take advantage of those things. And so as I began to grow and learn and understand, it wasn't like a punishment. It was her setting me up for opportunities. Sorry, y'all. There's this thing like when like I put one and two together, it overwhelms me sometimes because it's like my mother set me up for the greatest opportunities ever, ever. I'm able to say that I am a business owner because of the things that my mother set me up. Like, yeah, like look, don't get me wrong, like there are some things, but her ultimate thing was to set me up so that I would be okay. She did that. Right now, I am a 41-year-old woman. I can maintain my bills. I can balance a checkbook. I can do all of these things because of the things that my mother set up for me. I will forever be grateful for the relationship. Let me say, I will forever be grateful for the relationship that I have with my parents as an adult. I know, like, if you're a parent, your child is probably like, that we all, if you're a parent, if you were a child and now you're a parent, like there's that phase where it's just be like parents just don't understand. And for me, it's just like they abandoned me. They didn't really care. That was my whole thought process up until I went to therapy. And then I realized that they were human beings too, and they have lives and they experience things that no one probably talked to them about. And so then when I started talking to them and I started understanding and it made sense for me. So it made sense why my mother sent me out to the schools because she knew she didn't name me I Shell because she just wanted to name me I Shell. She knew. That's why I be saying like parents, like there's unfortunately I'm not a parent. Who knows? Maybe one day I will be. Who knows? But parents have this awesome ability, right? You have someone who like unconditionally loves you. You could treat them really bad and they're still going to love you. I'm not encouraging you to treat them bad. I'm just saying, like unconditionally love you. When I started to think about my parents and then e- even in my older age seeing my parents in the same room together talking to each other for me was just like it was like full circle. It was literally, shoot. It was literally a full circle moment for me. Um, 2021 has definitely uh showed me it 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 showed me so many different things. I knew coming into 2021 that I was just gonna throw my hands up and not let whatever happened to me, but I was just gonna throw my hands up because I don't know. Everything that I thought I knew got me to this point. Now it's just like fuck that. I need to I need something different. When you people be like, "Oh, it's not gonna happen overnight." That's not my philosophy. My philosophy is the moment you make up in your mind, the moment you make up in your mind, shit will change. If you're tired of people disrespecting you, you're tired of people treating you like shit. The moment you make up in your mind, I'm not gonna take this shit no more. Shit will change. That becomes when you set that boundary. Anybody that crosses over that boundary, you have to eliminate them. Not like that. I mean, you have to they no longer you got to let it go. Letting go is one of the biggest things that I learned in 2021. It's okay to let go. It's okay to let go. That was that was another one of the things that I learned in 2021, and it's brought me such great joy. Like when I tell y'all, it seemed like this year dragged on, and now to be 5 days away from a brand new year, it's okay to let go. I learned that. I truly, truly learned it's okay to let go. I learned healing. I learned forgiveness. And the greatest thing I learned about forgiveness, let me tell you this, because people might not tell you this, or you might not go to therapy right now, but I encourage you to go. The greatest thing about forgiveness is it's not necessarily like about the other person. Because sometimes the greatest person, this is why I keep saying everything starts right here. The greatest person or the most important person you need to forgive is yourself. The greatest person you need to forgive is yourself, because a lot of times we get into situations or not even get into the situations, but situations happen to us, and then w- it causes fear and guilt and shame. And then it's like we find ourselves in other situations because we don't feel like we deserve, or we feel like nobody is going to love us, or we feel like, I can't say we, I'll say me. I felt like because shit happened to me, like nobody was going to want to rock with me, because it's like, oh, I was molested, and I didn't feel like nobody was gonna want to rock with me. And then it was just like once I talked a couple of Sundays ago about stepping out of the fog, the fear, the obligation, and guilt. Once I stepped through that, once I stepped through that, and forgave myself, like I forgave myself a lot of things. I understand that a lot of shit wasn't my fault. Like a lot of times, when I was growing up and I was molested, right, for decades. I'm 41. For decades I thought it was my fault. Like I felt like it was my fault. Like I was in my mind, I was trying to think of different things I could have did, I could have said, all of those different things for decades. And I say decades because it wasn't until I went to therapy that I realized that it wasn't my fault. The things that happened after that, a lot of that was based on the decisions that I made as a result, but it wasn't my fault. I wasn't like, "Ooh, look at me, older man. Come." That wasn't me. I was just being a child, doing what a child does, and shit happens. And then when the shit happens, you use your words, and then it's like your words fall on deaf ears, so that you just stop talking. And so then your words become invalued. And if you're wondering why I keep saying use your words, because it's like it's a reminder to you, but it's also a reminder to myself to use your words. The podcast. That's why I came back to YouTube, because I wanted to let y'all know, like, that's what I was supposed to say at the beginning. I just remembered it right now. I am just one woman willing to share the shit that I've been through, to let you know, like, number one, you are not alone. And number two, you are greater than those situations. Greater. So much greater. I was sitting here and I was literally like thinking, I be thinking, I already got my next week of positive motivations and question. I already got all of those out scheduled to, and I started to think like 2021, 2020, January 1st, 2020, all the way up until now, threw some shit at me that should have took me the fuck out. And I'm being 100 right now. It should have literally took me the fuck out. In some cases it almost fucking did. But to be here right now in this moment, sane, loving, able to talk, y'all able to see me, for me, just showed me how much I have grown. Show me how much um strength. It showed me how strong that I really am. It showed me that I have perseverance. It showed me that I'm an overcomer. It showed me like those things that happen to me do not define who I am. The, it showed me that I am greater. I deserve better. I literally looked back at everything that I went through and I saw, like, even at the beginning of this year, I was in one of the worst. I told I was talking to my family this week and I was like, they was like, "You're so chipper, you're so happy," just noticing, me, and I was just like, "Well, it's so strange because around this time last year they were serving me with divorce papers." And I was heartbroken. Like I was heartbroken. I was just like, "Damn," like heartbroken. And then Jamin and it was just like, "What am I going to do?" And then it was like, okay, this is really happening. So then it comes disappointment. Then it was the I'm not gonna say it's strange, but I was said at the time, I said the strangest thing, it was anger never came. More so understanding. It all happened. I didn't blame anyone. I just looked inside of myself and was like, oh fuck yeah, I'm going on a journey of healing and self-discovery because I'm not carrying this shit around anymore. I'm over it. And therapy was one of the best things that happened to me, especially Trish, if you're still here. EMDR. One day I'm gonna get it right. That was the best therapy. I done went to art therapy, physical therapy, music therapy, and I went to a lot of therapies not because I'm not even gonna justify. I went to a lot of therapies because when I was 18, I lost my ability to walk and talk, and so I had to formulate speech and all. It was a lot of see even that like even thinking about like at 18, those people, who is those people? The doctors. Like there was like my pediatrician, because I was getting, turning another age. Had a speech pathologist or whatever. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All those people in the room, right? My family sitting all around, all those people in the room, and all I heard was, she's never going to walk or talk again. And they asking a whole bunch of questions. And in my mind, I'm sitting there like, who the fuck they talking about? Because they don't know me. Damn. This when I this how I be knowing like they don't know me. You can't tell a how you gonna tell an 18-year-old person that they not gonna walk or talk again? I'm 18. I was just skating and then I realized it was in that moment that I realized that when you hold shit in, it's not good to hold shit in. It's not. I'm just gonna tell you. If nobody else told you, it's not good to hold shit in. I'm gonna tell you why. Because then it starts to grow. Shit starts to grow. It starts to fester. And then like you ever been mad at somebody else and then your kids said or done something and not intentionally. Some people probably do this intentionally, but not intentionally. You yell at your child, but it's not really your child that you're yelling at. It's the person that just ticked you off before, but they're just there, so they directly it's a no for me. So when they said that to me, I was just like, that's rude. That was my only thought. Like, that's rude. And how are you going to tell me that me? You don't know me. I'm here. You just said I have a brain attack, a nervous breakdown, and a stroke at the same time. That's your medical opinion. I respect that, but you don't know me. And I was determined. See, that's the thing that I realized that's another thing I realized about myself, that I'm determined. Once I fully put my mind to doing something, Oh, so I fully put my mind to doing something. That's anything. That's anything I've ever done in my life. Once I fully put my mind to doing it, there is no stopping me. I don't care if a tsunami, hurricane, a tornado, everything could come all at one time. Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna wait that out and I'm going to continue on. I'm determined. I realize I'm very determined. And anything I set my mind to, I'm determined. That's why I was having some reservations. Like, how am I half-assing shit and still being successful? Like, when you half-ass shit, you don't expect to be successful. You expect to like, oh, good job. Try better next time. I was literally sitting here like talking. I'm having the conversations with my brothers on FaceTime because I'm so serious about not getting COVID. And do you know that there's people out here that had COVID 2 and 3 times? It's a no for me. That one was more than enough. I don't. It's a no. So I'm talking to them and I'm just like, I never really, I never really looked at my own life. And I never even thought about looking at my own life because I was like, I fucking lived that. But 2020, January 1st, 2020, all the way up until now, I've been paying more attention to my life and the things that I endured, I overcame, I experienced. And I was just like, holy shit, like I'm out here like Shira or something. Like real life Shira. And I'm not saying this in a braggadocious way or anything. I'm just saying like I literally can look at, I'm not even gonna talk about 41 years. I'm gonna talk about January 1st, 2020 until right now, today, December 26th, 2021. I literally can pick out more than 5 situations that should have literally caused my brain to shut down, my heart to no longer beat, like real life shit. But it didn't because I allowed myself to process the feelings behind those actions and I began to understand. Like someone said, hurt people. And I began to understand the ideology. I want to say that's the word. I began to understand what that meant. Hurt people. And I began to understand that we are all not, maybe you're not hurting, maybe you good, maybe you just peachy keen out here, but a lot of shit that people do is out of hurt. And when they're hurt, you don't really care. You just want to feel good. So if cussing somebody out makes you feel good, what are you going to do? You're going to cuss somebody out. If smoking or whatever you do makes you feel good, what are you going to do? You want to feel good. I no longer wanted to do that. I don't no longer wanted to just have outside things making me feel better. No, I wanted to be able to be okay with myself. I wanted to be okay with myself, and I spent the last year, it's about to be 2 years, the last year doing that, letting go. The hardest thing I let go of was my marriage. That was a tough one. But when I let it go, oh, when I just let it go. And I'm not gonna sit here and act like it was easy because that shit was not easy because y'all watched me. If you've been here since October 2020 up until now, you watch me. Easy. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. Hold on. Sorry. Song lyrics just came to hold on. See, that's another thing that has been happening. Since I like cleansed myself, I want to say cleanse. Since I cleansed myself of the things of my past, I let go. I let go of my past, the things from my past. I've been able to be more present. I've been able to be more present and more understanding and more passionate or passionate towards other people and understanding like just where they are, what they're experiencing. And I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful, y'all. I when you when you look at another human being, right? If you understand, like nobody, let me say this for clarification, just in case anybody missed it. Perfection is an illusion. Perfect, perfection, whatever word you want to say, it's an illusion. It's an illusion. I never said that I was perfect. In fact, I told you the opposite. I had to repeat that because sometimes people come to this channel and they be thinking like, "Oh, she be doing all of that positive talk." But listen, I say this because this is where I want to be. I want to be in that state of light, love, and positivity. I'm trying to get to Erica Badu status, like light, love, and positivity. Like that's where I'm not just her status. I don't want her life. I don't want the journey that she went through. I just want to be on that level where it's like I just you just feel that when you look at me, you just be like, damn, light, love, and positivity. I just want to be positive. That's my journey. That's where I'm on. That's what I'm trying to get to. But sometimes we have these ideologies. I don't know why I just used that word again. We have these ideologies about life and like people said this or people said that. In reality, like people will show you who they are. I've shown y'all like I'm not perfect. I told you I'm not perfect. It's an illusion. Um, but what I am is I'm willing to tell you about my life and how I overcome it or how I overcame it so that you will know like, hey, you don't have to stay there. You don't have to feel like because you're the black sheep of the family, like you can't be successful. You don't have to stay there because nobody believed in you when you were little and now you trying to start a vending machine business or a trucking business and ain't nobody, hey, I believe in you. I believe that you can do it. You probably ain't never drove a truck before ever. You know, it's a lot of people out here making money that have a trucking business but don't drive a truck. I've been saying all year, like I want everybody to win. Somebody was like, how if everybody win, who gonna lose? I said, why do somebody have to lose? Why can't we all just win? It's like I'm being positive. I just want positive. I just want better things for myself. I want better thoughts, better outputs, better words. I just want better. That's why I say better, 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 better. I should make a song better. Another song lyrics. I just want better. When you have had a really fucked up life. Let me say, I've had a really fucked up life. I had a lot of beautiful things that happened in my life, but I had a really fucked up life. And it is my endeavor to leave that where it was and take the lessons that I learned from that and use that presently to have a better life. Like at the end of my life, I don't want it to be like, oh, she struggled or oh, she couldn't find no. Cause what it's gonna be is we watched her fucking like lose it. I didn't really lose it, but we watched her struggle through divorce. We watched her struggle through, and then we could look at her now and see that's what it's going to be. I'm not bitter. I'm not angry. I'm actually pretty happy when I think about it. Like I'm happy. Some people were saying like, "Oh, you should have just took time away and went and healed and did all of that." And I was like, "Yeah, I could have did that. I could have. I agreed. I could have did that." However, the thing that kept ringing in my heart in my mind was I wish somebody would have said to me or I wish somebody would have told me this or question. So then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be that person that I wish that I had. I wish somebody would have told me like, hey, you know what, you gonna get molested, and then you're gonna have feelings of suicide, depression, you gonna not feel worthy, you gonna do self-sabotaging shit because you're trying to get that off of you. Like, I wish somebody would have told me those things, right? I wish somebody would have told me, no, you're not being fast. I wish somebody would have told me, like, it's so much shit. That's why I started the whole nurturing conversation thing. That's why I have a podcast, because I wish people would have said shit. Like, I wish people would have said shit. And that's why I be talking all the time, because people don't talk anymore. They just write status, and they don't really talk to each other. Like, I like to talk to people. If you haven't figured that out, I am a talker. And I'm here because I'm just one woman willing to share my personal experiences to let you know, one, you are not alone, and two, you are greater than those things that happen to you. I wish somebody would have said that to me. I really do. And I would say, you'd be like, man, if I would have known then what I know now. But the reality of it is I learned in the time in which I'm supposed to learn it. And so now I can use my voice to say to somebody else, I love you. I believe in you. You are far greater than you are living beneath your means. And people always say that when it comes to money, but the reality of it is you are smarter than you are. You are smarter than you portray that you are. You are more kind than you portray. You are more honest than you portray. Like, you are more loving. Like, we all need to hear these things about ourselves, because the reality it is we tell ourselves fucked up shit every day. Like, some people be worried about other people saying fucked up shit to them, but you probably look in your mirror like, damn, you fat, you ugly, your hair, your part too small, your part too big, your gap too. We do this to ourselves, but not me, because I decided to change the way I look at myself every day in the mirror. You know what I realized in talking to people in 2021? People don't look at themselves in the mirror. They real life do not look. I'm like, wait, how don't you look in the mirror? Like, when you brushing your teeth, you don't never just look in the mirror. And people was like, no, I don't. I just brush my teeth, and I was like, well, maybe I'll be looking. That's why I started doing this. Like, no, I look in the mirror because I don't know. But as I understand it, most people don't look in the mirror. And when they do look in the mirror, they don't like what they see. So let's start in these next 5 days. Let's take the time. Actually, well, today is five because it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's five. Um, let's take these next couple of days and do this. One, take ownership of your actions and pay attention to the patterns. Two, shift your habits to support your growth. Three, make happiness and health a priority, all 2020 and beyond. And remember, happiness starts here. Here. No one outside of you can make you happy. People like, oh, if I had a lot of money, I would be happy. No, you won't. How you know you would listen? Listen. No amount of money can make you happy, because if it was, we see all these celebrities, people all got all this money. We see, anyways. Number four, learn to say no and set boundaries. Say no, set boundaries. I've been saying all year it's a no for me. It's a no for me is my was my tagline for all of 2021. It's a no for me. And I set a lot of boundaries. And at first, let me tell y'all this, because at first, when I set those boundaries, I was a little shaky myself. When I set them, I was a little shaky. I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to, I don't know if I'm be able to hold on to these boundaries, because again, there was new territory for me. I wasn't used to saying no to people. I wasn't used to putting a boundary up there. Like, if you cross this, I'm not gonna fuck with you. I'm good. And so, as the year started going on, knowing boundaries, I started seeing shit like, oh shit, I feel pretty good. No. You get a no. You get a no, hell no, fuck no, no, no. It's a no. Just no just became like my new thing. It's a no for me. It's a new thing. But boundaries, if you won't take anything away from anything that I say tonight, set boundaries. Set boundaries with your mother, your father, your sister, your brother, your grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncle. Family is some of the first people you set boundaries with. And I say this because these are the first group of people that we learn pretty much everything we know from. Set boundaries. And number 5, surround yourself with positive people that can help you get to where you want to go. These are 5 things that I started in January 3rd, 2021 is the first time, I want to say the first time, it probably was the third time because that I introduced this to my life in this on YouTube, and it has carried me through December 26th, 2021. And I just wanted to encourage you with that. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to the final 52 Sundays. I've been here. You've been here. Well, you probably haven't been here, but some of you have been here. For 52 Sundays, Sunday night dinner and conversations, nurturing conversations. I hope that you all tune into my Nurturing Conversations podcast that I will be sharing the trailer with you next Sunday. I haven't figured out which day I'm going to drop it in January. I'm still figuring that out, but I'm excited about it. I had such a great response here with the YouTube video. So it's going to be an audio and a video podcast. So of course I will be here um doing it live and recording it for the actual podcast. So I'm pretty excited about that. There are going to be channel, if y'all can't tell, I'm wrapping it up. There are going to be channel changes coming up. I'm still doing workouts. I'm still doing juices. Um, I'm going to shift my music over to my actual music channel. It's Midwsthumnbrd. I got a whole new look right now, but it's Midwsthumnbrd. I'll put that information in the community tab. You will still get meditations. I'm just trying to be better. Not trying. I am actively um working towards being better. And so my endeavors is to offer better. This will always be a safe space to come and have conversations. Oh, I'm still doing Sunday night dinner and convo and Saturday night vibes. Those are permanent to this channel. There's going to be mukbangs and challenges. All of those things are permanent to this channel, but music is going to be on my actual music channel. I do have an actual music channel before I came here. That's where I originally, if you wanted, I originally started doing music on YouTube. That's how I knew. Like I was originally here before they started raining money on everybody. I was originally over there doing music on YouTube. And I'm getting back to it. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Again, I want to say thank you, Trish. Trish just dropped my link for my music channel. Um, I am so grateful to each and every one of you who have been on this journey with me. Um, it most definitely hasn't been easy, but it has definitely been necessary. I am I am grateful. I just told my little brother before I came on live, and I was like, it's going to be the last live of 2021. And he was like, "You're not going to go live during the week?" And I was like, "No, I'm just going to chill out and just be ready for January 1st when everything else new comes in." And I'm just grateful. That's all I got. I'm grateful for 52. 52 Saturday night vibes, 52 Sunday night dinner and convos. I literally didn't know if I was going to make it to 52, but I am here and I am wrapping it up, and it is so surreal right now. Um this has been a hell of a journey. Um I accomplished so much in this year. I was supposed I did eat, y'all. I had some leftovers from yesterday's dinner. dressing, jerk chicken. No, I don't think it was jerk. It's tasted jerk. Macaroni and cheese, greens, sweet potatoes or sweet potato juice. Um, 52, y'all. I didn't even know how this channel was gonna go after I had to change it, and it done been through name change, people changes. It done been through this channel has been through a lot. And I appreciate y'all for being here through all of the channels. If you are watching on Facebook, I've been trying to get my name to get it to change the name from Rachel's Life to Shell's Closet, but it's not working. So I probably just leave it as it is. Um I'm grateful. That's my word for the rest of the year is grateful. That's where I'm at with everything. I'm grateful for the ability to love myself. I'm grateful for the relationships that currently have. I'm grateful for the relationships that I lost. I'm grateful for the relationships that are to come. I'm just grateful. Grateful for everything. That's it. Grateful. Especially because I could have died in September with COVID and I didn't. And I'm just grateful. I'm grateful again to all of the love and support that y'all show me over the last year. 52 Sundays. 52 Sundays. Y'all, if y'all could literally feel how I feel right now, y'all would know like I can't even put words on it cuz it's just like I did that. I set out to do it and I did it. And it was so much shit where it's like I don't even feel like doing it. Like I literally was just thinking like the Sunday when I had COVID and I was just like, "Hey, I'm not going to do like that literally could have been my last video ever." But I survived and I'm here and I don't know if this happens to you as the year like starts to wind down, you start to think about all the wonderful things. And I'm not saying that that's not wonder. I'm saying all of the wonderful things that happened to me this year. Um Even the bad things, even everything that fucking happened to me this year, and I am so grateful for everything. I was literally like, "You know what? I got divorced this year. I d whew, I overcame so much in 2021. I overcame a lot in the last 2 years. Even though we were during a global fucking pandemic, I overcame a lot. I not only overcame a lot, I let go of a lot, and most importantly, I have forgiven myself and let go. Forgiving and let go. Letting go. That's all I got, y'all. Look, now I don't want to wrap it up. It's the last one. Um, thank y'all. Thank y'all so very much. I truly, truly appreciate it. I guess I might as well go ahead and wrap it up for 2021. Um, Remember, it is important for you to use your words. That is the only way that anyone will ever know what you are feeling and what you are thinking. I will never let a live, a video, a vlog, a short, a ASMR, a music channel, whatever, anytime you see my beautiful face and these gorgeous dimples, and not tell you to love yourself, know yourself, trust yourself, trust yourself. I know you've been through a lot of shit in your life that caused you to like question or self doubt or not even believe, but fucking trust yourself. And most importantly of all, be yourself. In case you need a friendly reminder, we are currently surviving a global fucking pandemic. We are 5 days away from surviving shit for 2 fucking years. I literally survived it. You probably literally survived it. Hey, 5 days. And if no one has told you all of 2021, I will take pride in being the first to tell you I love you. I believe in you. You have everything you need to be successful right up in here. You just got to activate it. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't think I was going to be I think I was going to be as emotional as I actually am. I thought, I was going to be turned up and lit. It's just like the reality of 50 with the channel change. I don't even know if y'all noticed that it went from Ray Show Life to Shell's Closet, and it might change again in 2022. I don't know. I'm just up for whatever. Whatever. I'm grateful. Um, Join me for meditation. It's gonna come up at or 10 o'clock tonight. It's gonna be meditations. Yeah, this is so crazy. 52. 52. I will definitely see y'all next Sunday. The polls are going to go up tonight for next Saturday for the first Saturday night of 2022. We still in the 90s. All January we going to still be in the 90s because the 90s had a bunch of jams, and I'll figure out whatever else after that. Thank y'all. Thank you. That's all I got. Until next time, I love y'all. Peace.